Good evening everybody, welcome back to my channel Swamy Vijay, and today we are going to conduct or take or study EMRS, KVS and NVS Tier 2 PGT and TGT English topic, letter writing as well as job application. And today is 18th January 2025. Okay, so I think I forgot to close the window. Let me just close the window and then we'll continue, but within that 1 minute you please check the syllabus which is given on the screen. Okay, am I visible, audible clearly? Okay, so syllabus, I have written the strategy, the plan for completing this entire syllabus for Tier 2 examination for EMRS and as well as for KVS and NVS. Reading component section is already completed, but we need lots and lots of practice that we will do in the coming days. Under writing ability, we completed notice, circular, poster preparation, advertisements and invitation, and today we'll complete formal and informal letters, job applications. And then next week we'll complete the grammar and usage. Creative writing and analytical writing will complete this week only. Even if required, I'll take on Sunday also class because there is no weekend examination for you all. So Sunday also 1 hour or 2 hours I'll take. So within this week, we are going to complete the section B writing ability fully, and section C grammar and usage. It will take minimum 1 week to complete those topics with the help of recorded videos and live sessions. And then section D literature portion, which is vast, that we will take up and will complete within 15th or 24th of January. So that is my plan, which I already shared in the WhatsApp group, and let me explain once again. So that is the reason why I explained these things to you. Now let us go ahead with our class today. So where am I? Okay, here I am here. So I have to scroll it down. Okay, so on screen you can see it should scroll down because it is Google. Okay, I have to apply this one. Okay, scroll and zoom your presentation in Meet. Okay, allow this time, allowed. Okay, now it's moving. So we go back to the regular way of teaching. Yesterday I started teaching, but then I got distracted. We had to discuss those things, so we discussed. That is nothing wrong, but still at the beginning of the class we don't want to discuss unnecessary. We don't want to discuss any other things other than the class topic. At the end, once I stop recording, we may discuss the remaining problems or remaining issues or your doubts. And I kept on asking you yesterday, and every time I ask you after completion of each and every area or topic, if you have any doubts, you ask then and there itself. Okay, so don't delay in asking, because if you carry doubt, it will hamper, it will trouble you throughout the day. Okay, so it is 5 minutes buffer time for everyone to join the class. Those who joined, well and good. Those who can't or those who don't, you may watch the recorded video. So today's topic is letters writing or letter writing, formal, informal letters, and as well as job application. So what is the method we are going to follow is, I'll explain the theory part, I'll show you the formats on screen, then I will write one letter in class, and then one job application I'll prepare. So 2 examples I'll write. Yesterday I couldn't do because of some kind of distractions, and I also did fail to remember that idea of writing the original answer in the classroom. The original answer is very important. If I write and if you also write along with me, that will be very, very helpful for you. Okay, so the first theory part like 10-15 minutes, but yesterday also I missed giving you questions for practice, MCQ questions for practice in the class. So we'll do all those things properly in this class. So these are the important areas which you have to remember always for letter writing: formal letter and informal letter. There are two kinds of letters are there: formal or business letters or official letters, and second one is personal letters. So what are the important points or important areas we have to include in our letter writing is: the first one is address of the sender. Who is an address of the sender? The one who is sending the letter, for personal or even formal also, business also. And then date, you have to write the date in the British format. Then address of the receiver, the one who is receiving the address, and these two can be interchanged. You can write start with the address of the receiver, then you can write the date, and then finally you can write address of the sender. So these two are interchangeable. Then greeting or salutation you have to write, and the main message or the body of the letter. Then the subscription, it is also known as leave taking, and then signature. If it is a formal letter, if it is an official letter, if it is a business letter, then we have to write we have to write the signature, and we have to even write the designation. If it is a personal letter, then it is only the signature or even name also. And then superscription of the envelope. What is superscription? It is the address which we write on the envelope. Okay, so these are the 8 important points or 8 important areas or elements of a letter. The difference between a personal letter and formal letter is, in the personal letter we write only one address, not two address. That we'll discuss in the coming slides. Okay, so with this brief introduction, let us go for the question answer session. Because letter writing is known to each and everybody, only the technical details and examination point of view and the examination way of preparation, I'll highlight it. Okay, so whoever joined, let us start with the question answer session. First question, let me see on screen, there are only few, maybe others not joined, so let me ask with the names so that we'll complete this question answer session quickly. Renuka Devi, please unmute and read the first question.
Sir, okay, sir. Good evening, sir. The formal complaint letter addressed to a what is this, sir? Statutory
authority.
Statutory authority is structurally and conventionally most correct. Option A, subject line placed after citation, reference number omitted. Option B, reference number, line, salutation, body. Option C, subject line, reference, salutation, body. Option D, salutation, subject line, body, reference number. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. All of you start answering. These are typical questions which you may expect in the examinations, not general simple questions. Okay. In a formal complaint letter, we have to study letter to editor. Of course, there are two types of letters, formal letter and informal letter. Whereas in formal letter, again we have to study the business letters, letters to editors, and complaint letters, request letters. So all these are part of letter writing. So in a formal complaint letter addressed to a statutory authority, which of the following placements is structurally and conventionally most correct? So how do you begin? Subject line placed after salutation, reference number omitted, or reference number, subject line, salutation, and body. In the previous slide I showed you, correct? If you could understood, this is the structure of the letter. Address of the sender, date, address of the receiver, greeting or salutation, the message or the body of the letter, the subscription or leave taking, signature of the designation, the subscription on the envelope. But when it comes to application oriented question, you need to understand now which one is the right option. Whether it is reference number, subject line followed by salutation followed by body of the letter, or subject line followed by reference number followed by salutation and followed by the body of the letter, or salutation, subject line, body, reference number. Which one is the correct when you are writing a complaint letter? Okay, Snehalata, B. Others, I didn't see the messages sent. I could see Shivkumar, option D, Snehalata, option B. What about others? Aisha, option D. Okay. In a formal complaint letter addressed to a statutory authority, for example, you are addressing to the municipal commissioner of Bangalore or some other town, So what should be the letter format? Whether it should begin with the salutation, subject line, body and reference number, or the reference number should come first. Which one should come first? What is the reference number? In a business letter, in a complaint letter, we generally give the reference first, subject line, body, and then comes the reference number, subject line, salutation and body. And now again these are interchangeable. Either you can begin with the salutation and then you can write the subject, okay, and then you can write the reference. But if you see the sequence in the fourth one, salutation, subject line, body, and then comes reference number. So option D is not correct. Then option A is also not correct. Subject line placed after salutation, reference number omitted is also not correct. Now options only between B and C, the right answer option. Now which one is correct? Redo again. Which one is correct? Option B or option C? Because in EMRS, after receiving your feedback, out of 4, 2 answers can be easily eliminated and we all get stuck or confused between 2 options only. Now you tell me, B or C, which one is correct? Whether subject line should be written first, then comes reference number, salutation, body, or reference number should be first, then subject line, then salutation, body. How do we write a complaint letter? Subject reference or reference subject? All of you? Which one comes? Whether reference number comes or subject line comes first? So keep this question in your mind, because these are the confusing questions. I intentionally, deliberately prepared these kind of questions so that you all get confused and you will prepare properly for the exam. So keep this question in your mind and I will not give the answer. Second question. Snehata ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, read.
Yes, sir. Identify the option that ensures maximum cohesion and logical progression in the body of a formal inquiry letter. Stating the purpose, providing background, requesting information, closing politely. Providing background, stating the purpose, requesting information, closing politely. Requesting information, providing background, stating the purpose, closing politely. Stating the purpose, requesting information, providing background, and closing politely.
Okay, thank you ma'am. Now all of you start answering. Identify the option that ensures maximum cohesion and logical progression in a body of a formal inquiry letter. So how do you write the body of a formal inquiry letter? You are writing a letter to inquire about something. So how do you write? Whether stating the purpose, providing background, requesting information, closing politely. Closing politely is common for all. All closing politely ends. Then option A, stating the purpose, providing background, requesting information, closing politely. Okay. How do you write an inquiry letter? When you write a letter of inquiry, inquiring about the books or inquiring about purchasing some item, then how do you begin? It is not a simple direct letter. There must be previous correspondence also. So identify the option that ensures maximum cohesion and logical progression in the body of a formal inquiry letter. I'll rule out the wrong answers so that you will get understand. You will get at least options remaining 2. Option D is wrong. Stating the purpose, requesting information, providing background, closing politely is wrong. Okay. Now there are 3 options are there. Requesting information, providing background, stating the purpose, closing politely. Option B, providing background, stating the purpose, requesting information, closing politely. Option A, stating the purpose, providing background, requesting information, closing politely. So now requesting information, providing background, stating the purpose, closing politely is also wrong option. So now A and B options. In between A and B, one is correct. Stating the purpose, providing background, requesting information, closing politely. How do you provide background after stating the purpose? What is the stating the purpose and what is the providing background options? These two has purpose. When you write a letter, single letter of inquiry, then you will not provide any kind of background. Where is the option of providing background when you write the letter to the inquiry? So if there is any background, then that must be mentioned first at the beginning of the letter of inquiry. Then we have to state the purpose and then request information and then close politely. So mark this question also. These are the questions which really trouble you in the EMRS Tier 2 examination, not Tier 1 examination. Tier 1 is only filtration level. Only it filters the candidates. But in Tier 2, these are the questions which really trouble the candidates and will make the difference and select the final. Because EMRS, there is no interview. Okay. We'll study all these things in detail. Don't worry. Third question. Prince Kumar. Prince, padu.
Which of is most appropriate for a formal letter addressed senior official whose name is known? Only yours sincerely, warm regards, respectfully.
Yours. Okay. All of you start answering to the question. Send the message. There is some problem with the system I am using here in Bangalore, or maybe the internet connection here. Though we have fiber optics internet with 5G or 6G something with 300 megabytes per second or per minute, but still some problem is there. The system needs service. It is not giving the proper signals. I am not able to listen clearly. Sometimes voice break is happening. Okay, so which one is correct? Option, which sign off is most appropriate for a formal letter addressed to a senior official whose name is not known? Whose name is known? Okay, so this one everybody, I suppose, if I check messages, you all have given right answer option. It is option B, yours sincerely. The answer is option B, yours sincerely. Correct. Next, fourth question. Pramit, read the fourth question.
Yes, sir. In a formal business letter, the line reference HR by 20257 performs which function? Identification. Option B, authentication. Option C, traceability. Option D, emphasis.
Right. Okay. Now all of you start answering to this question. A formal business letter, the line reference HR 20547 performs which function? Performs which function? See, you're all postgraduates in English literature. You have been teaching English for so many years, for so many levels of students, maybe even in school, class 11 and 12 also. But these questions are tricky. These questions are not direct questions. These are all indirect questions which test the deepest knowledge and understanding of the subject. And no university teachers and taught us grammar and writing abilities. They teach only the literature portion. So these are very tricky, not difficult, tricky questions. Unless you have a complete command over the subject, it is difficult for you to answer. Try your best. In a formal business letter, the line reference performs which function? Whether it is useful for identification, authentication, traceability or emphasis. Okay, option C is Snehalata, option B Pramit Mantri. Others thinking? Think about the questions. These are important because Tier 2 is a combination of MCQs plus objectives. And you are all here because you trust the process of my teaching or my method. So I have to rise up to the occasion and meet the expectations of the teachers who are in this class. Okay. In a formal business letter, the reference performs which function? None has given right answer. So keep this question in your mind. We'll discuss these questions after explanation part today. Then fifth question. Durga Devi, please read.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
The use of I would be grateful if you could. exemplifies which politeness strategy? Positive politeness, option B, bald on record, option negative politeness, option D, off record. Thank you, sir.
Answers, start answer. All of you, please read these questions properly. It took lots and lots of time for me to frame these questions. Only 7 or 8 questions only I could frame for this class. So please read it again, understand it. I know you have been teaching English, but these things are little, not little, very tricky. The use of sentence, I would be grateful if you could. There is something is happening in the sentence meaning. What is it? Positive politeness, bald on record, negative politeness, off record. Question number 5. What is the right answer option? Okay, so keep this question in your mind. What is the answer? The right answer, nobody gave the right answer. Next question. Who are others in this class? Aisha.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Amma. Please read 6th question.
Which linguistic device is primarily used in formal letters to reduce imposition while making a request? Option A, imperative. Option B, modal hedge. Option C, passive voice. Option D, ellipsis.
Okay. All of you start answering. Which linguistic device is primarily used in formal letters to reduce imposition while making a request? What is this imposition? Mute chesko, Aisham. What is this imposition? If you understood what is the imposition and what is that thing we have to do to reduce this imposition while making a request, then only you can understand which one is the right answer option. Which linguistic device is primarily used in formal letters to reduce imposition, to decrease, to lower the imposition while making a request? Imperative, modal hedge, passive voice, ellipsis. And remember, in tier 2 there is negative marking. Okay. Others, Shiv Kumar sir sent option B. What about others? Which linguistic device is primarily used in formal letters to reduce imposition while making a request? Whether it is imperative or modal hedge, passive voice, ellipsis. Which one is correct? Option A, Snehalata. Okay, fine. So keep this question. You will get these questions also after this class, and you will practice all these questions. But understand, the level of difficulty will be very high in the EMRS tier 2 examination. Otherwise, the competition will be too high, so they will give the questions with a very high standard. Let's go to the next question. 7th question. Shiv Kumar sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
When the name of the appointing authority is unknown, which salutation is most appropriate in the formal job? Respected sir. B, dear sir. C, sir, madam. D, to whom it may concern.
Okay, thank you, sir. When the name of the appointing authority is unknown, which salutation is most appropriate in a formal job application? How do you address somebody in a formal job application? Formal job application. Okay. Everybody except one, all others are wrong. When the name of the appointing authority is unknown, which salutation is most appropriate in form of a job application? Job application is also part of formal letter writing. So when you don't know whom you are writing, whether you don't know the gender of the person, then obviously the answer is option C. You have to write sir or madam. Option C. When you are not known, the person is not known to you, whom you are writing you don't know, then you can write, you have to write sir oblique madam. Both should be written there, so that if the gender, if it happens to be a male, then he will take it as sir, and if it happens to be female, then it is addressed with a madam word. Okay. So these things you cannot generalize, you have to be very, very specific with these things. Let's go to the next one. 8th question. I suppose if anybody missed, then let me ask. I suppose everybody participated in this. So there is one more question. Let me only read that question and you can start answering to the question. Which sequence is most conventionally acceptable in the body of a formal job application letter? So letter is different and job application is different. Second topic we are discussing. Which sequence is most conventionally acceptable in the body of a formal job application letter? Experience, personal traits, qualifications, closing, qualifications, experience, skill, relevance, availability, purpose, qualifications, experience, closing, purpose, salary, qualifications, experience. Now at least I gave you some clue. On screen it is visible to identify the right answer. Tell me which one is the right answer. Whether you are street smart or not, let me see. Which answer is correct? Which answer option is correct? Okay. Others, I gave you clue. There is something given on right. So answer is option C. Option C. It's not B. It is option C. The most conventionally acceptable in the body of the formal job application is the purpose of applying for the job, the qualification, the experience the candidate has, and the closing. So these are the 8 questions. It took me a lot of time to prepare, because if I give the normal questions and if I give the questions which are already available, then there is no point or teaching and there is no use of attending these classes. So keep these questions. Answer is option C, sir. Shivkumar sir, answer is option C. The purpose you have to mention, whether you are applying for PGT, TGT or all, which post, then qualification should be written, then experience should be written, then the closing should be done properly. Okay, I'll explain briefly, not very elaboratively, because the theory is important, but the writing part is more important. You may get 4 or 5 questions from the entire section B, but you will get question answers writing descriptive part for this part. So you need to be very careful, but both we have to handle. We cannot neglect objective part or descriptive part. We have to give importance to both parts. Okay. So here on screen you can see first one. Let me go back so that you will understand the sequence. So in any letter, formal or informal letter, these are the 8 parts of the letter. Address of the sender, date, address of the receiver, greeting or salutation, the message, or it is also known as the body of the letter, subscription or leave taking, signature of the designation, the superscription on the envelope. And if it is a formal letter, the language and tone must be very formal. If it is an informal letter, then the language and the tone must be very, very informal. So this is the language. One question they'll ask you. If when you are writing a formal letter, what should be the language and the tone of the letter? It must be formal. When you are writing an informal letter, the language and the tone of that particular letter must be very, very informal. Now, whom do we write formal letters? On official work, you'll write formal letters. Business letters comes under formal letters. Letter of inquiry comes under formal letters. Letters to editors, letters to editors comes under formal letters. Complaint letters come on formal letter. Now, what are informal letters? All personal letters come. Letters written to friends, relatives, close associates, for informal occasions. All those letters comes under informal letters. Okay. Now, let us understand what is the heading. So my throat, I suppose it's giving some issue, creating problem. Snehata ma'am, please read the information presented on the screen.
Yes, sir. Consist address of the sender, date, and address of the receiver. It must be written in the top left hand corner of the first page. ART American format. Interchange of address and the receiver is depending upon the occasion. The address must be written within 3 lines, starting with house or flat or room number, name of the city, town or village, and ending with a pin. Date must be written either in British format or in American format. British format, if it is date, month and year. If it is format, month, date and year. Date can be in the formats September 6th, 2009 or 6th September, 2019 or 6th September or 2019.
Thank you, ma'am. Punctuation is very, very important. In yesterday's class also, which I explained, when you are wrote and submitted your answers, I checked most of your answers lack proper punctuation. We are following the fully blocked indentation or simply American format of writing. So there is no punctuation in letter writing and there is no punctuation even in the invitations, but you have written commas, full stops unnecessarily. So please don't do that. You have to follow the American format, which is the latest format being followed by NCERT, taught in the class 11 and class 12 classes. Now what is heading? It includes address of the sender, date and address of the receiver, and these two are interchangeable. An address must be written within 3 lines, and what are the minimum requirement of our address is the house number, the flat or room number, name of the city, and it must end with pin code. And then there are 2 ways of writing date, whether British format or in American format. But in examination, when you are writing a descriptive answer, please stick to the British format. It is easy. Without any confusion, you will score that mark, because when you write the letter in proper way, for each and every part, the marks distribution is there. If it is given for 4 marks, then the marks distribution format 1 mark, content 2 marks, and then for expression and grammatical accuracy 1 mark is allotted. So you need to be very, very careful. Don't write the last way of writing date. It is also correct. The last one is also correct. The 6th September dot comma 2019, when you want to short or cut the month, it is also correct. Okay. Next one, greeting or salutation. So for official or business letters, the salutation must be very formal. Dear sir, dear madam, sir, ma'am, these things are accepted. But when it comes very, very formal way of writing, then you should not use dear. Now there are 2 conditions. If you know the person whom you are addressing or whom you are writing a letter, then you can use dear. And if it is if he is a male, then it is sir. If she, then it is madam. But when you are not known, when you don't know who is the one who is receiving your letter, so it is better to address sir / madam. But in the modern English, even for women also, we can address sir. So look at the question, read the question, understand the question properly, and accordingly you have to find the answer option. But when writing part, you have to stick to sir or / madam. Then respected sir is wrong. Always remember, respected sir is completely wrong salutation or greeting, because sir itself is a respectable way of calling somebody, because whoever has been given the knighthood in England by Queen, they are only called sir. You and I are not sir. If anybody calls you sir, don't feel happy, because we are not entitled to be called as sir. Okay. Whoever has been bestowed the knighthood by the Queen of England or King of England, they are only can be called as sir. You and I are not entitled for that. Then for informal or friendly letter, the salutation must be very informal. You can call dear father, my dear mother, dear uncle. But when you are addressing letter to a friend, you should mention the name of the friend. Don't write dear friend. Okay. But when you are writing letter to a father and mother and uncle, you don't address with their name. So only for friend, when you are writing an informal letter, you should begin with the name of the friend with the dear. Next, salutation should be written at the left hand side of the first page after the address of the receiver or address of the sender. So the sequence is, first you have to write the address of the receiver or sender, date, address of the receiver, Then comes the salutation part. After that, third one is the message or body of the letter. The message must be divided into 2 or 3, minimum 2 paragraphs you have to divide. Don't write in one single paragraph, divide it into 2 paragraphs. And one more thing, when you are writing an examination and in the exam paper, answer paper, you should write the letter in 2 pages, left and right pages. Don't start with the right page and don't turn the page and don't write in the next page. These things are very, very tricky, because when you write answer in the page starting with the left page and end the answer in the right page, so you have started from the left and ended in the right page, so the entire answer is visible in one go, so that it is easy for the examiner to evaluate. So writing style is also very important. And your handwriting must be very legible and visible, and everything must be written within the boxes. So don't forget, I have been repeating these tips and techniques so many times, but if you still don't follow it, then it will be very difficult for you to clear these examinations, because it is for high level competitive examinations, and if you clear this tier 2 examination, job is guaranteed. Okay, so be very careful with each and everything, each and every technique, each and every tip, each and every way of writing. You need to believe it, you need to trust it, you need to practice it, follow it, and do it in the examination. Then the subscription comes. So the leave taking, it is also known as leave taking or complimentary clause. Remember these words: complimentary clause, leave taking, subscription. All these 3 words are same. For official or business letter, the subscription varies depending upon the addressee. So when you are writing to someone, generally superiors, when you are writing, like student is writing a letter to principal, then we write subscription yours obediently or obediently yours. When you are writing to your colleagues which are of same level or same rank, those are equal in the positions, like one teacher is writing letter to another teacher, so both are in the same, both are PGTs, so you will end the subscription with yours sincerely, not obediently. Okay, then commonly used in official letters, yours faithfully or faithfully yours. Whenever you are writing a letter to editors only, then you have to use yours truly or truly yours. Only when you are writing letter to editor, you have to use this yours truly, because whatever you are written in the letter to editor is to be true, considered to be true. So that's why only for the letters to editors you have to write yours truly. So remember, yours obediently when you are writing letters to superiors, yours sincerely to the equal rank level people, and if you don't know who is receiving then we generally write yours faithfully, and when you are writing a letter to editor, then we must write yours truly. In exam question, if the yours truly option has been is given for letter to editor, then you have to select yours truly option only. Am I clear? Is it clear to all of you? Please send thumbs up or Pepsi or Coca-Cola so that I will also understand you understood. Is it clear? The subscription part, what subscription to be used for whom or to which? Next comes the signature. Now this is again doubtful, confusing, whether signature to be signed, whether the letter should be signed at the end or name to be written. The signature and name should be done in running handwriting, but it must be legible. So whether they ask you to sign or not, you have to write the name, but that name must be written in the running hand, not in block letters, not in normal letters. It should be written in the running hand. The name must be written in the running hand. Designation, if it is there, if it is a formal letter and if there is a designation attached to an individual, then the designation may be written under the signature or name in the business or official letter. Only in official letters or business letters the designation must be written. In informal letters, the signature or name is enough. Generally signature is enough, no need to write. Name also you have to write in the running hand. Then what is the last one is the subscription on the envelope, superscription on the envelope. So you have written a letter. Now how do you post that letter? You will keep that letter inside a cover, and then on that cover you will write the address of the receiver. So that is why it is called superscription. It is also part of the letter. Don't think that this is written on the cover, not inside the letter, so it is not part of the letter. It is not like that. It is also part of the letter writing. It is actually the address of the receiver written on the cover or envelope. The receiver's address must be written clearly with the name, complete address with the pin code. So these are the important elements or components of a letter you have to remember and you have to practice in the examination, whether it comes in form of MCQs or in descriptive part, all these things. Superscription is not required to written in the examination question answer unless it is asked. If it is asked to write even superscription also, then you have to mention the superscription. Otherwise, don't mention the superscription. Normally, 99.9% you need not to write the superscription in the written part of the answer writing. Okay, now up to here, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Up to here, theory part. Any doubts, any questions? Any doubts? Any questions of letter writing? Theory part only. If you don't have any doubts, if you don't have any questions, please send a thumbs up so that we'll go further. We'll start with the the format explanation on screen, and then we'll start writing one letter, and then we'll come back to job application, and we'll complete one more job application example writing. What about others? Shiv Kumar sir, Prince, Pramit Mantri, Durga Devi, Aisha, others, everything is clear? Theory part of letter writing? Okay, fine. Now on screen you can see the format of a formal letter. Address of the sender, date, address of the receiver, salutation, subject and reference. Now this is also a little confusing. After salutation, shall we write reference first or subject first? What should be written? Or whether shall we write first subject, reference and then salutation? So it is a minimum basic understanding that unless you address someone, how can you write subject and reference? So it depends, very tricky in the examination. In the question, if they ask you a logical way of writing a formal letter, and if they give you which part should come first, and in case if they have given you salutation, subject and reference, then salutation should come first. If they give you subject and reference, you can interchange subject and reference. Subject can also be written first and reference can also be written first. And then if you have given only two options, salutation and subject, which one should be written first? These two are again interchangeable. You can begin with the subject. Most of the time you have seen the official letters begins with the subject and then salutation comes. So all these things depends upon the question type in the exam. If they ask you simple question, then salutation, subject and reference. But if the question is twisted, unnecessarily they make it complicated, then you have to use your logical abilities and you have to understand which one should be the most appropriate answer option for the question given. So according to the demand of the question, you need to answer to the question. Then comes body of the letter, then subscription and signature. If it is a formal letter, if the designation is also provided, like one official is writing a letter to another official, then the designation should also be written. If it is a business letter, though it falls under formal letter, there is no designation. If managing director is given in the question, then you have to mention the designation. Don't create your own designation. Okay, so this is the format of the formal letter, and right side if you see, in the informal letter only address of the sender is written, date is written, salutation is written, body of the letter is written, and subscription and signature is written. So address of the receiver is not required in the informal letter, whereas in the formal letter address of the sender and address of the receiver both must be written, and these two are interchangeable. You can start with the address of the receiver, date, and then you can write even the address of the sender. So this is the format. I think you are noting down this information. If you are not noted down, please write down the format of formal letter and informal letter in your notebook. I'll give you 2 minutes time. I'll take a break for 2 minutes. I'll be back within 2 minutes, and you have to complete writing this format, because when I start writing the answer, I will not again write the format. It will be time consuming. So 2 minutes, you please complete it. I'll come back within 2 minutes. Am I clear from my side? You understood what you have to do? Please write down the format of formal letter and informal letter. 2 minutes. I'll be back. I'll not stop the recording. I'll not stop the session. Continue writing. I'll log in. If you completed, please send thumbs up so that I'll understand. I can change the slide. Completed, all of you? Format of formal and informal letter completed? స్నేహలత రాసారా మీరు? ఓకే, శివ్ కుమార్ కంప్లీటెడ్. దుర్గాదేవి, ఓకే, రైట్, ఫైన్. Okay, let us go to the next one. Now this is the example answer I given on screen, but I'll write one answer. Okay, we'll take letter to editor and then we'll complete letter writing. After letter writing, we'll start the job application part. Okay, so everybody please, you have to write along with me. I'll share my iPad here screen so that it will be okay. I have to change the view. Okay, is screen is visible? Okay, so all of you write down the question so that accordingly we'll write one answer. Write a letter to the editor of a national newspaper. I'll write the question also. Write a letter to the editor of a national, are you all writing? National newspaper. Good. Write a letter to the editor of a national newspaper. Okay. About bad roads in your town or city within 120 to 150 words. So this is the question. Right now what is the purpose of letter to editor? The purpose is to highlight the civic problems or the problems you have been facing in the society, and you want to draw the attention of the concerned authorities or authorities concerned to look into that problem and to solve that problem. So first thing is, the editor has no power to solve the problem, and you are not writing the problems to entertain the readers, because the letter is obviously finally eventually it is going to be published in the newspaper. So what the main purpose of writing a letter to editor is to highlight the problems you have been facing, generally civic problems, and you want to draw the attention of the authorities concerned. So that is the main purpose. So here the problem is mentioned, the bad roads in your town or city, and what are the problems you have been facing or the people in your locality faced due to those bad roads. And then in letter, to make it very simple and easy for writing, let me give some details also. If I don't give details, then everybody will write in their own way. So here the question ends like this: you are Mr. Raju. Please write down. You are Mr. Raju, a resident, RESIDENT, a resident of okay, Sadha Shiva Nagar, Sadashinagar, Bangalore. Okay, so the address is also given. So you know the address of the sender, you are the sender, and address of the receiver is any national daily news editor. So we'll write the question. Now whenever the question comes in the examination question paper, first you need to read it properly, understand it thoroughly, and then only start. But before start writing, if after understanding, you need to mentally understand what to write, how to write, all those things you have to do. Then only you have to start writing on the paper. Don't do without any kind of plan. You should not write randomly, because halfway through if you realize that your answer is wrong, then you have to restart it. So even if you take 1 minute also to contemplate, think and understand what to write, how to write, then it is better to start writing. Okay, so now let us begin the letter writing. As I told you, each and every writing skill should be written within the box. So let us draw the box of 3 sides, not on the bottom. Okay, so formal letter format, again I'll repeat: address of the sender, date, address of the receiver, salutation, subject. If there is any reference, write reference, then body of the letter, then subscription, signature and designation. In this question, if you see, there is no designation given to you. There is no designation for this Mr. Raju. So we should not write designation. Don't create designation by yourself. Okay, so we need to first address of the receiver or address of the sender. Both options are there. You can begin with address of the sender or even with the address of the receiver. So let us, for our convenience, let us begin with the address of the sender. So the name is clearly mentioned. So you have to write the name or not, the first question. When the address is clearly given with Mr. Raju, while writing address of the sender, shall we include the name of the sender or not? Tell me. First one. Can we include the address of the sender or not? Name of the sender or not? All of you, answer to my question. In the address of the sender, in the formal letter, can we write?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Include, sir. Write sender address.
Check your books once.
Sir, what is include, sir? The issue is main, no, sir.
When you are writing address, sender's address, we should not include the name of the sender. At the bottom, after subscription, we have to write the name of the sender. So here the address is given Sadashinagar, Bangalore. So we will write the door number, because door number is required, or apartment number, you can take anything, and see colon we have to use after door number. Okay, 243 bar A. This should look like real door number. Okay, then what is the address? Next line, Sadha Shiva Nagar. Please write down along with me, Sadashi Nagar, and then Bengaluru. If pin code is mentioned, write pin code. If pin code is not mentioned, no need to write. Minimum 3 lines, the address of the receiver and address of the sender must be written. After that, we have to write the date. Now, as I told you, the British format is the simplest format and easy to score marks. Today you are writing letters, so leave one line gap and write 18/12/2025. Simple. Or if you want to add dot, I mean like dash and dot, that is also permitted. But if I start writing here, then again you may get confused. Yesterday I did one mistake. I should not write like in a confusing way. When I wrote and explained, you understood, but two candidates who wrote the invitation sent to me, they committed a mistake. Let me show you again, because that was my mistake from my side only. I should not explain in that way. Yesterday I told you the chief guest is Rahul Dravid, RAHUL, Rahul Dravid, DRAVID. Okay, and then who is he? He is the chief guest. So you will write here chief guest. Okay, and then what is the designation? If it is like BCCI chairman, then you have to write the designation. So first name must be written, then whether he is a chief guest or guest of honor must be written, and if the position or the designation is provided, then the designation must be written. But what happened yesterday when I was explaining, I wrote chief guest, and then while explaining I wrote the name in the bracket next to the chief guest. So two teachers, they wrote the invitation perfectly correct, but because of that explanation visibility on screen, they had written the name of the chief guest within the bracket. That is wrong. It was my mistake actually. I should be very careful while writing and explaining. Both should be same. Okay, board work is very important. Though I was explaining clearly, but the way I wrote was not correct. Okay, so please excuse me. So this is the way you have to write the invitation, the Rahul Dravid, chief guest, and BCCI chairman. So in this way, for the even guest of honor also. Okay, then I realized you people are seriously following whatever I am teaching, whatever I am writing, so I had to be very careful. Yesterday I got distracted in the beginning of the session, so something it went wrong, but I will be very careful hereafter. Okay, so now we have written address of the, this is address of the sender. If I write anything here, then you will think that that's why I am not writing here. But to make the point here to be clear, this is address of the sender. S means sender. We are writing address of the sender at the beginning. Now if you see the alignment, all these are in the same straight line. The alignment also very important. If you write door number here, and if you write Sadashinagar here, if you write Bangalore here, then the alignment is not correct. So everything should start from the left margin in a straight line. Whatever you write, address of the sender, date, receiver, salutation, subject, reference, body, subscription, signature, designation, all those things must be in the same straight line. So this alignment is called fully blocked indentation or American format. Second one, if you see here, there is no punctuation I have used. I have not put any comma or colon at the end of each line. There is no punctuation. So punctuation is completely removed from the letter writing. So please remember these things and write exactly as it is in the question paper, practice questions, which I already created and I'll share after completion of the class. So this one is date, and you have written the date in the British format. Okay, day, month and year. After that you have to write address of the receiver. Now who is the receiver? The address is not clearly mentioned. It is mentioned only editor of a national newspaper. So now we have to create. So how do you write the editor? Okay, the editor. Now you cannot write national newspaper. You have to take the name of a newspaper. Is it visible on screen to all of you? The editor. Okay, maybe for me the network is slow. I don't know why the network is slow here. Okay, so it is taking time for me to see on screen. Now it is visible, Snehalata ma'am, you can see. Now I can also see and others can also see. The editor. Now what is the name of the editor? We don't know the name of the editor. So we don't address to the individual. We address this letter to the person who is in the position of the or capacity of the editor. So the editor we have to write, and then we can't write national newspaper. We have to take one name of a national newspaper. So I'll write the Hindu. The Hindu. Now whether it is newspaper or a magazine, we have to specify the Hindu newspaper. Okay, Hindu newspaper. Now the article the editor is correct, the article the Hindu is correct. If you write just Hindu or Times of India, you may not get marks. So write properly. Then now where is the publication unit, whether it is in Bangalore, whether it is Hyderabad, where you are writing. So you are writing to a Bangalore editor, so you need to mention it as Bangalore, BANGALORE. So the editor should be there, the name of the newspaper must be there, and the publication unit. If it is Bangalore, Bangalore. If it is Hyderabad, Hyderabad. If it is Chennai, Chennai. And again, don't write Karnataka, India, pin code. All those things are not required. Minimum 3 lines you have to write. So this is address of the receiver, and all these 3 are part of heading. In MCQ question, address of the receiver, address of the sender, and date, all are part of heading. Now after this, what we have to write? The salutation we have to write. Now we don't know the editor, male or female, and editor is not a friend. So how do we begin? We begin simply salutation, sir, and there is no comma, there is no full stop after sir. Simple sir salutation, and you have to follow the same straight line from the left equal margin. Okay, so sir you have to write. And after that you have to write the subject. So don't leave any gap after sir. Subject you have to write in this way, colon subject. Now what are you going to report? You are going to report, or you are going to write about the bad conditions. So always subject should begin with noun, not verb. Not verb. The subject line should begin always with a noun. So what would be the possible subject for this? Bad condition, bad condition of roads in our, bad condition of roads in our locality, comma, REZ full stop. Regarding. Okay, bad condition of roads in our locality, comma, regarding, full stop, and underline the entire subject. Underline the entire subject. Up to here things are clear. There is no reference for letter to editor. There is no reference for the letter to editor. Now you have written subject, salutation you have written subject, and you have underlined it. Now what you have to do, you have to begin the body of the letter. And always remember, in writing part, the more you write, the more mistakes may commit. So write according to the given word limit. Don't exceed the word limit. Now how do you...
Sir, in our locality, sorry sir. Bad conditions of roads in our locality. After that, what you have written, sir? I didn't understand.
Comma, locality, comma, then REG, regarding, REG, full stop.
REG.
Small letters, REG, full stop.
Sir, thank you.
Okay. Okay, now how do we begin this letter to the editor? We'll begin like this. Through the column, COLOUMNS, through the columns of your esteemed, ESTI, esteemed, ESTEMED, correct? So what is the spelling esteemed? ESSTEMED. Through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, comma, I would like to draw the attention, ATTNTION. through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I would like to draw the attention of authority concerned and general public towards the problems faced by people. Please write down quickly. Problems towards the problems faced by the people, in our locality due to bad condition of roads. Okay, so first paragraph, first line, you have highlighted what is the issue you are going to highlight in the letter. So through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I would like to draw the attention of authorities or authority, both you can use authorities or authority concerned, and general public towards the problems faced by the people in our locality due to the bad condition of roads. Articles we have to use, due to the bad condition of roads. Is it visible to all of you? Okay, I am not getting the feed here. Maybe the devices are working super fine, but the connection is slow here for me. Okay, anyhow, I'll be writing because I'm not getting the whatever I'm writing on iPad, it is not visible for me on screen. So first introduction we have done. Through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I would like to draw the attention of authority concerned or authorities concerned and general public towards the problem faced by the people in our locality due to the bad condition of roads. Now, what are the problems? First, you have informed that what is the problem in your locality. Now, you need to explain that the problems. Continuation you can do. You can continue in the same way. Due to the bad condition of roads. Daily, D-A-I-L-Y, daily, it has become a big problem for office goers and school children. Daily it has become a big problem for office goers, G-O-E-R-S, goers, and school children, C-H-I-L-D, children, to travel on these bad roads. Please write down, on these bad roads. Due to potholes, there were many accidents and even loss of lives of so many elderly spelling elderly, EL, okay, so many elderly people in our area. Okay, so we are explaining the problem. Daily it has become a big problem for office goers and school children to travel or to commute on these bad roads due to potholes, PATH. Okay, due to potholes, there were many accidents and even loss of lives of so many elderly people in our area. Okay, we complained to BBMP BBMP officials. We complain to BBMP officials already in so many different occasions. However, write down please. However, there was no response. You have to highlight it. No response from them. No response from them. Is it visible to all of you? Everybody? If it is visible, please send thumbs up. Okay. However, there was no response from them. Up to here we have explained the issue. Up to here we have explained what are the problems faced, and even though you have informed them, complained them, but there was no response. Now next para, second para we'll write. We'll write the second para. Okay. Keeping all the above mentioned problems, through your platform or newspaper, you can write through your newspaper, I would like to inform authorities or officials, you can write, keeping all the above mentioned problems or in view of above all the mentioned problems, through your newspaper, I would like to inform the authorities concerned to take the issue seriously, to take the matter or issue, you can write, take the matter seriously, spellings write down, take the matter seriously and do the needful at the earliest. Otherwise we may stage a protest in front of BBMP office. Okay, so finally we have again informed these officials through the newspaper, and even we have given a warning that if they don't solve this issue, then we are going to raise a protest or start an agitation in front of the BBMP office. Okay, so here you have seen that we have informed at the beginning what is the issue, then what are the problems being faced, and why how there was no response, and then final ultimate warning we have given. Keeping all the above mentioned problems or in view of all the above mentioned problems, through your newspaper, I would like to inform authorities concerned to take the matter seriously and do the needful at the earliest. Otherwise, we may stage a protest in front of the BBMP officers or office. Okay, up to here things are clear. Now what we do, we need to end it in the proper way. Leave taking we have to do. Okay, now what is the leave taking we have to write? Yours faithfully, yours sincerely, yours truly. There are so many things. Now there is one more thing which is obsolete. Thanking you sir, we generally don't use nowadays, but in examination point of view, you can write thanking you sir or thank you sir or thanking you sir. That absolute actually, but still if you want to write, you can write thanking you sir. Okay, for giving this opportunity, OPPO, opportunity to express our problems. Here we have concluded the letter. Now what is next? We have to write yours truly, TRULY, yours truly, and at the end you have to write who is writing this letter, entire letter, it is Raju, and there is no designation provided. So this is the way you have truly, TRULY, what I have written, wait a minute, TRULY, truly. Okay, yours truly. TRULY, yours truly. No punctuation, no full stop after completion of subscription. So this is the one of the ways. I don't say that this is the perfect way, but this is one of the ways to write a letter to the editor. I'll explain once again. When you're writing a letter to the editor, you have to begin with the address of the sender, date, then address of the receiver, then salutation and subject, and that body of the letter must be divided into two parts. In the beginning or at the beginning of the letter, you have to write in this way: through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I would like to draw the attention of the authorities concerned and general public towards the problem faced by the people in our locality due to the bad condition of roads. You informed the editor what is the issue. Then the second, you have written what are the problems you've been facing due to the bad condition of roads, and then finally you have given ultimatum also to the authorities. In case if they don't solve this issue or solve the problems immediately, then you are going to even raise a protest. And thanking you sir is absolute, but still if you want to write one concluding line, you can write it and end this letter with the subscription yours truly, and the name is given, so Raju. And again, don't write the entire address of the Raju. It is not required to write again, because yesterday in the invitation reply I have seen someone has written the entire address again after the signature. So don't do. And if you see Raju, I have written that Raju name in the running hand. So examiner, if he wants to consider it as a name, let him or her consider it as a name. If they want to consider it as signature, let them consider it as signature. But we don't lose marks, because marks are there for this letter. If it is given 4 marks only, this descriptive part. So for 4 marks, the format carries 1 mark, content carries 2 marks, and the expression and grammatical accuracy carries 1 mark. So total it is for 4 marks. If you have any questions, please ask me. Otherwise, I'll start job application. Yes.
सर हम अभी तक मतलब अल्टीमेटम ऐसा नहीं देखे हम कहीं. हम जब भी 11 में भी 10 क्लास में भी लिखे, मतलब हम कोई बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल देखे, बहुत सारे एडिटर का लेटर भी लिखे एग्जाम में. 10 में भी आया था एग्जाम में, 12th के एग्जाम में भी आया था, लेकिन अल्टीमेटम नहीं लिखा हुआ था कहीं.
वो स्कूल लेवल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए सही है प्रिंस, लेकिन जब हम एग्जाम लिख रहे हैं ना, थोड़ा तो अलग से लिखना पड़ेगा ना, सो दैट वी कैन अट्रैक्ट द एग्जामिनर्स अटेंशन एंड वी कैन फेच आउट एंड आउट मार्क्स इन दिस पार्ट. प्रिंस
नहीं, बहुत सारा एग्जाम्पल सब देखे थे ना सर, मतलब सैंपल ये सब बुक में तो कहीं नहीं था, इसीलिए पूछे.
हाँ, अगर आपका आंसर सबसे थोड़ा अलग है तभी थोड़ा आई कैचिंग होगा ना, तभी थोड़ा उसको इंटरेस्टिंग लगेगा आंसर राइटिंग में. पोलाइटली आप लिख सकते हो, धमकाना डराना नहीं, लेकिन पोलाइटली यू कैन राइट.
ठीक.
एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस, एनी अदर डाउट्स? Have you all written the letter along with me? Have you all written letter? Okay. See, I wrote whatever I understood, whatever I can write here. You can write even better also.
योर्स ट्रूली में जो आप यू लिखे हैं ना, इसको मैम पढ़ते थे स्कूल में, तो मैम बोलती थी कि वाई को कैपिटल लिखने के लिए योर्स ट्रूली में.
हाँ वो y तो कैपिटल है, जो कर्सिव हैंडराइटिंग में लिखा है ना, तो आपको ऐसा लग रहा होगा y इज कैपिटल ओनली. ट्रूली यूवर्स भी लिख सकते हैं, यूवर्स ट्रूली भी लिख सकते हैं, यू इज कैपिटल हियर. ओके चलो अभी 8:26 है. लेट अस गो टू द जॉब एप्लीकेशन. जॉब एप्लीकेशन थोड़ा जल्दी हो जाएगा क्योंकि वो जॉब एप्लीकेशन का फॉर्मेट और सब कुछ ऑलरेडी हमको फॉर्मल लेटर में मिल गया है. ओके सो लेट मी गो बैक टू द स्क्रीन शेयरिंग. ओके कैन यू सी द स्क्रीन ऑफ जॉब एप्लीकेशन ऑन स्क्रीन? सबको दिख रहा है? ओके now what is the purpose of job application? Whenever we want to apply for any job, even for KVS and NVS also, you applied online. For the recruitment notification you applied online and you have furnished so much of information. But in private sector or after completion of your education, and if you want to get a job, first step is you have to write a job application. Okay, so a job application is a form that recruiters, companies and employers ask from job aspirants to prepare and submit in a proper format with all necessary details of the candidate. Now the job application in examination point of view, it has two formats. सब लोग ध्यान से सुनिए. In examination point of view, it has two formats. The first format is which has covering letter and biodata or curriculum vitae or resume. But there is another format which is also correct, is one single formal letter which includes both covering letter as well as biodata. Means either you can divide your answer into two parts, covering letter separate, biodata or curriculum vitae or resume separate, or you can even write one single letter, formal letter format for the job application. Both are correct, but marks fetching is when you write answer in two parts, covering letter and curriculum vitae or resume or biodata. It will be more attractive for the examiner and to give you out and out marks. Okay, so whenever you come across the single letter format of job application, that is also perfectly correct. The covering letter is in the format of an official letter ending with enclosure. So only difference between formal letter and covering letter is it carries enclosure. If you divide that answer into two parts, one is covering letter and second one is biodata, then covering letter ends with enclosure after completion of subscription. The biodata or CV or resume includes all the necessary information about the candidates, including address, education qualifications, experience, skills, hobbies, salary expected, and two references we have to give. Okay, so we assume that, or I assume that you have divided that answer into two parts. So this is also same again. Remember, listen, remember, and please follow it religiously in examination. The answer script you have taken, this is left side page, this is right side page. Start the covering letter and complete the covering letter in the left side page, and then resume or biodata or curriculum vitae on the right side of the page, so that when the examiner opens your answer script, left side you will find the covering letter and then right side he will find the resume or biodata or covering curriculum vitae, so that it will be easy for the examiner to evaluate and to award marks, because the evaluation is also very tricky for them, confusing for them. If you write on the right side of the paper covering letter, then you turned back and you have written the resume on the right side, back side of the paper, it is also correct, but it is confusing. Okay, so now here you see the first format is letter format of writing, the covering letter format. So the question answer divided into two parts, covering letter and then resume. So covering letter format is address of the sender same, date, address of the receiver, salutation, subject, body of the letter, subscription, signature. What is in addition to the formal letter? Enclosure. In the examination, if they ask you to write a resume, then under the enclosure you write a resume. If they ask you to write a curriculum vitae, write curriculum vitae. If they ask you to write a biodata, write biodata. So what is biodata? It is Indianized English. What is curriculum vitae? It is British English. What is resume, it is American English. So read the question. If they ask you resume, write resume. If they ask you biodata, write biodata. If they ask you curriculum vitae, write curriculum vitae. But the format remains same for all those curriculum vitae, biodata and resume. So covering letter is simple, same the format of a formal letter. Okay, any questions with the covering letter? Any questions with the covering letter format? It is simple, a formal letter format, but ends with an enclosure. So in enclosure, if you have written resume, if you are asked resume, write resume. Okay. Now right side, if you see, then example. I will not write the covering letter again because it will be same repetition. So I don't want to repeat the same thing. So how to write a covering letter for a job application? You are asked to write a resume or job application for the post of manager in the credit card section. Okay, so now that job application divided into two parts. One is covering letter, second one is resume. So the right side one is the exact answer of covering letter, and now this one is the biodata or CV or resume format. Checked? Now let me go back. Now how do you write a covering letter? You are writing your address of the sender here. First one you can see, quarter number 1156, sector 1, Noonmati is the address of the sender. Then it is date. I have written this in a modern format, but you please stick to the British format. Today's date is 18/12/2025. Use slant line slashes or dashes or dots, but follow one format in the entire answer writing in your examination. For date, if you followed the dot, you follow the same method for other answers also. Whenever you write date, you stick to only one format. Don't write dash for one date. Another time when you write date, you don't write slant lines. Another time you don't. So stick to one British format. Then whom are you writing this covering letter? The manager, ICICI Bank, Guwahati, Assam. So you are applying for the post of manager in credit card section, and you address this covering letter or the entire job application to the manager, ICICI Bank, Guwahati, Assam. Now sir, you have to mention, then subject you have to mention. Again I repeat, whenever you write the subject, the first word must be noun. It must not be a verb. Continuous tense should not be used in the subject. So how do you write the subject? Application for the post of manager in credit card section. You can put full stop, or you can write even comma and regard, full stop, REG full stop. Now how do you write the reference, the covering letter body? With reference to your advertisement in the Hindustan Times dated 24th September 2020 for the post of the manager in the credit card section. So you need to mention when did you come across this advertisement, where did you come across this advertisement, and for which position this advertisement is being given. So the first line is very clear. With reference to your advertisement in the Hindustan Times dated 24th September 2020 for the post of the manager in the credit card section, comma, I would like to offer my candidature for the above mentioned post in your bank. So you are interested to apply for this position. You mention this covering letter is simple letter. It doesn't carry full page body. I hereby sending my CV / resume to enable you to access and assess my suitability for the post of manager. So simple, only 2 lines you have to write, or 3 lines you have to write in the covering letter. Then it is in a formal letter, official letter, and the person is unknown to you, so you will end yours faithfully, and then you will write your signature or do your signature, and then at the bottom you have to write ENCL, enclosure. In the question, if it is asked resume, write resume. If the CV is asked, write CV. If it is biodata, write biodata. So this is, left side is the format of writing this covering letter, and right side is the exact covering letter on screen. So I'll give you a couple of minutes. Please copy down this information which is given on the left side. Right side you can go with your book reference and you can write answer afterwards. So please write down the format of the covering letter. Simple, it is same formal letter, only the difference is at the bottom you have to write enclosures. Any doubts or any confusion? You can take screenshot and afterwards you can write if it is late. So covering letter is nothing but formal letter. Only enclosure is written in the covering letter, which is not part of the formal letter. Is it clear? Everybody understood? Please raise your thumbs up or Pepsi or Coca-Cola send so that I'll understand. Okay. Right. Now after this covering letter, we should understand how to write the curriculum vitae, same format, resume also same format, biodata also same format. Modern contemporary resumes may be different, but in examination point of view, if you write in this way, you will fetch out and out marks. Okay, so let us practice this resume writing and we will end this class. It is 8:36. It will take time and you have to sit and you have to write down. Okay, so write down the question. Now we are discussing, are going to write job application, APPLICATION, job application. All of you please write down along with me. Question write down. Apply for the post of PGT English in at any, you can use apply for the post of PGT English in DPS Yelahanka, Bengaluru. DPS Yelahanka, Bengaluru. So this is the question. So you have to apply for the post of PGT English in DPS Yelahanka, Bengaluru. Okay. Write a resume, resume. Write a resume and submit, SUBMIT. I am writing little fast. Apply for the post of PGT English in DPS Yelahanka, Bengaluru. Write a resume and submit it to the principal. Submit it to the principal, DPS North, NORTH, North Yelahanka, Bengaluru within 7 days. So this is the question. See, I have not shared the question on screen. I am writing here, but I did not share the question on screen, and you are also writing silently. Okay. Start broadcast. Now can you see the screen? Is it visible? Okay, so this is the question. Apply for the post of PGT English in DPS Yelahanka, Bengaluru. Write a resume. It can be curriculum vitae also, or they may ask you to write even biodata. Whatever they ask you, you write. Apply for the post of PGT English in DPS Yelahanka, Bengaluru. Write a resume and submit it to the principal, DPS North Yelahanka, Bengaluru within 7 days. Okay. If they ask you to apply online, then you have to send email, but in examination point of view, we need to write the letter format. Okay. So now,
Sir, I have one doubt, sir. Excuse me.
ma'am.
One doubt. Here, Bangalore within a 7 days. We are writing in between. Suddenly, we can use the number, sir, like 7. Is it not? I don't know. So.
Apply for the post of PGT English in DPS Yelahanka, Bengaluru. Write a resume and submit it to the principals, DPS North Yelahanka, Bengaluru within 7 days. That means if the date of advertisement is today, 18/12/2025, then you have to submit that job application or resume within 7 days of the advertisement, ma'am.
I understood, sir. Within a 7, the number we are written, no. So we can write that or not. That I have doubt.
No, that should not be written.
I want to write 7, and 7 like this. How to write?
No, ma'am. Okay. So
Sir, the number 7 you have written, no? Number 7.
okay.
We can write the numbers in between the words. Just I'm asking that I have.
Okay, this 7 if you want, okay, right, now I got it. SEVEN. Okay, right, fine. You can use this 7, SEVEN.
Okay, that is only doubt, sir.
Correct, understood. Numericals and then alphabet. Okay, right, fine. I was thinking something else. Okay, so let us start answering the question. I'll write only the resume, but I'll draw the covering letter also. So first, what is this one? As I told you, left side and right side. So on the left side, you have started writing covering letter, and you will write the covering letter here. So it is generally, obviously, you have to mention the principal name first. I mean principal address first, not the sender's address, because it is a polite way of getting a job. So you will write here the principal DPS North Yelahanka Bengaluru. This is address of the receiver. Then today's date you will write 18/12/2025, and then your address. And see here in the question they have not mentioned the name of the applicant, so you have to write by yourself. So write your name. Like if I write like this, I'll write like this, Swamy, and then the address you can write, I'll write in the same way, Yelahanka Bengaluru. Only 3 lines you have to use. Address of the sender also 3 lines, address of the receiver also 3 lines, and these two are interchangeable as I already told you. And then you will write salutation. As you don't know what is the gender of the principal, you will write sir. Then you will write subject. What is the subject? Application for the post of PGT English. Okay, this is the subject. Underline the subject and then come down, write the body of the covering letter. I will not write here. Body of the covering letter. And then how do you end this one? Yours. You are writing what you call an application, or you are writing a letter to requesting a job. So you need to be very good, very obediently. So yours obediently, or simply you can write yours faithfully also. And then write your name. As name is not given, I can write my name. And at the bottom, don't forget, because it carries marks, ENCL. And now we are going to write resume. Okay, so this is the format and simple explanation of covering letter. You address the person who is receiving this covering letter, date you have mentioned, then the sender's address you have mentioned, and then sir and subject you have mentioned, and then body of the covering letter with reference to advertisement published on Times of India newspaper on 18/12/2025. I would like to apply for the post of PGT English teacher in your school. So likewise you have to write the body of the covering letter, and then yours obediently, or you can write yours faithfully, then name, and 1 line gap you have to write enclosure resume. Pramit sir, what is your doubt?
Sir, we will write in full form or in short form also, like, and you have written ENCL. We can write in full form also, or
short form, sir. ENCL only, colon.
Okay, sir. And in sir, the first you have written QTRNO. That one also will write in short form or write in full form also.
Please once again explain, sir. Maybe the audio is breaking.
The first line, address of the sender. You have written QTR.NO in short form, but it is mandatory to write in short form only, or we can write full form.
No, where you are pointing, it is address center Swamy Yelahanka Bengaluru.
No, sir. I was asking for formal letter, sir. This one.
Maybe I am tired or I don't understand. हिंदी में बताइए क्या doubt है आपका?
सर वो जो फॉर्मल लेटर के बारे में पूछ रहा था, ये वाला जो एड्रेस ऑफ द सेंडर.
इसमें हाँ
हाँ सर, क्वार्टर नंबर या फिर डोर नंबर, जो क्वार्टर नंबर हम लिख रहे हैं QTR, उसको सर फुल फॉर्म लिख सकते हैं या फिर वही पूछ रहा था सर?
फुल फॉर्म भी लेकिन जनरल स्टैंडर्ड रूल QTR ही लिखते हैं।
ओके ओके सर। और सर एग्जाम में लिखते वक्त ऐसे बॉक्स पैटर्न में लिखने से
लिखना है
क्वेश्चन आएगा?
बॉक्स मार्क, एक्चुअली बॉक्स बॉर्डर्स है वो, ठीक है।
थैंक यू सर। ओके थैंक यू सर।
Okay, so let's come to now we have completed the covering letters. It is 8:46, 10 minutes minimum I'll take. I don't want to rush. I don't want to explain things in a very fast because this is a new topic. Job application is a new topic. Most of you might not be aware about job application. Okay, so let me come back. Let me come back and let me show you on screen the format of a job application. Resume. Now here left side you can see on screen it is visible clearly. Minimum 9 or 8 fields you have to written. You have to write minimum 8 fields to 9 fields. That is compulsory. What you have to write, you can see on screen left side, you have to divide your answer into 2 equal halves, page into 2 equal halves, and left side you have to write full name, father apostrophe name, father's name, mother's name, date of birth, sex, marital status, postal address, educational qualification, extra qualification, experience, hobbies, salary expected, and reference. So these are the minimum. You can add more, but it will be difficult to complete writing the resume or biodata or curriculum vitae in one single page. So stick to this only. Okay. Now on the right side, if you see, full name you have to write in this way. If my son's name I have written Yashodananda Swamy. You can write even in capital letters also, it is allowed. Then father's name, my name is there, mother's name, my wife's name is there. Date of birth you need to write in this way. British format only how to write date, and sex is male. Okay, so if it is male, write male. If it is female, write female. What is marital status, married or unmarried? Okay, don't write single and all those things. If the marital status is mentioned, then write properly, otherwise you create it unmarried. Then postal address, again you have to write in the 3 lines without writing the name again. Don't repeat the name again in the postal address. Then comes the education qualification. Now listen, one mark, very important point. Whenever you write educational qualification, the educational qualification must be written in the reverse chronology. What is reverse chronology? The highest qualification must be written at the beginning or the first, and then the next qualification, and then the least qualification. So don't go beyond 3 qualifications. Reverse chronology, highest qualification to be written at the beginning or the first. Then extra qualification, any kind of extra qualification is there, that should be mentioned. Experience should be mentioned. Hobbies should be mentioned. Salary always write negotiable. Don't write 1 lakh 2 lakhs. Okay, salary always negotiable. And 2 reference you have to give. One generally for students I'll tell, write your father's name and write the mobile number, write mother's name and write the mobile number. So these are the bare minimum fields you have to write in the resume part. After writing covering letter, you have to write this one compulsory. You can add more points also, but it is not feasible to write in one single page. So left side is a format, right side is a example. Now please copy down the format, all of you. Otherwise you write along with me so that it will be easy for you also to understand. There may be so many other fields you can incorporate, you can include, that is not an issue, but try to see that it should be completed within one single page. Okay, so now if you want to take screenshot, you take screenshot. Otherwise anyhow I'll write, it will take 10 minutes to write this resume or curriculum vitae or biodata, whichever the question, whether it is biodata or resume or curriculum vitae, you follow this format. You can write even in letter format also, that is already official letter format, so you can write even that also. Okay, so now shall we shift to again same, where am I? Okay, My tab is taking time. Okay, can you see the screen? Is it visible? Okay. So we have completed writing the covering letter for the post of PGT English. Covering letter we addressed the principal, DPS North, Yelahanka, Bengaluru, date written, then the address of the sender written, then subject written, salutation also written already. Then the body of the covering letter is with reference to the advertisement published in the Times of India newspaper on 18/12/2025 for the post of PGT English. I would like to offer my candidature. Then that simple message you have to write. Then looking forward for interview, like that also you can write. Then yours obediently, or you can write yours faithfully. Okay, then do the signature or running hand, and then enclosure ENCL : resume. If it is CV they ask, write CV. If they ask biodata, write biodata. Now we are going to write the, what do you call, the curriculum vitae. It can be called as biodata, CV, curriculum vitae, or resume, RESUME. For all this there is only one format. Okay, so draw left line, right line, box also you have to do, and then you have to divide this into equal halves. But when it comes to education qualification, you have to be very careful, because it doesn't carry in one single line, it takes 3 lines. So what is the first one? Full name. So as I am applying, I'll write my full name, SWAMY. Underline that one. Please write your full name, don't write my name. Write your qualification, write your details, the way I am writing here. After full name, then we have to write father's name. Okay, so I'll write father's name also, Swamy. And then mother's name we have to write. Mother's name is compulsory. Don't skip your mother's name. If it happened to be evaluated your answer script by a lady teacher or a woman, if you don't write mother's name, then she will feel offended. Okay, okay, Sakamma, my mother's name. You can write your mother's name. So full name we have written, father's name we have written, mother's name we have written. Now what is next? We have to write DOB, or date of birth. Okay, right, let me write date of birth. Please write down along with me. Write your date of birth. See, don't draw lines already. Draw lines the way I am doing. Okay, so write 02/06/1980, my date of birth. Then comes sex, it is male. Write yours also quickly. And draw lines like this. Don't draw already one border and don't get stuck. Okay. Then comes marital status, MARITAL, marital status. Okay, married. Okay, marital status. Okay, so how many columns we completed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns we completed. So full name, father's name, mother's name, date of birth, sex, and marital status. Now what we have to write, whether we have to write the postal address or education qualification, what should we write? We write, I am also getting what to be written in the format we have studied, whether it is postal address or we have to write postal address. After marital status we have to write the postal address. Okay, now postal address we need to be careful because it will take minimum 3 lines. Postal address. So 3 lines we have to write. Let me write my address, AU202 ultimate signature. You can write your own, don't write mine. Ultimate signature, Harohalli, Yelahanka, Bengaluru 560064. See, when you are writing postal address, again don't write your name, only address to be written. Okay, so we completed writing postal address also. After postal address, now we have to write the educational qualification. Can you all see the screen? Is it visible? Is it visible? Okay, educational qualification. Okay, now here you have to divide education qualification into like this: serial number, okay, course, percentage of marks. If the space allows you, then year of pass, but don't go beyond this line. It should be always straight line. Take scale, pencil, pen and everything, carry all those things to the exam hall. Now what is the first one, what is the second one, what is the third one? Already I told you, in reverse chronology you have to write. So what should be the first qualification, highest qualification you have to write. So serial number, course, let us take MA. Percentage of marks 63%, year of pass 2004. Next it's BA 65%. You have to write like this: 65%, 2002. Then plus 2 or junior college or whatever, there for example 60%, 3 years back, okay, 1990 something, like 6 or 7 or 8 something, okay, 1997. So the point is, the education qualification must be written in the reverse chronology, that you have to remember, and you have to write in this way. Don't write in a zigzag fashion. After education qualification, what is the next one we have to write? Extra qualification or additional qualification. Extra qualification. If it is for the post of teacher, then this extra qualification, additional qualification, technical qualification, professional qualification, whichever is suitable you can write. So B.Ed in English or PGDCA, whatever is suitable for the post you have to write. So we have written education qualification, then extra qualification also completed. Now after extra qualification, then experience we have to mention. Okay, so we'll write, if you observe, I am writing in the same line, same format: EXPERIENC, experience, draw line. How many years I have? 20, I don't remember, 23 or 24. Okay, let us stick to 20. I started teaching in 2003. Okay, 22 years. Okay, I don't know how I survived in this field for 22 long years, and I have to survive more 15 years in the field. Are you all writing? Are you all writing? Okay, fine. So after experience, then comes your hobbies. Hobbies, so mention your hobbies, 1 or 2. Reading, writing, those are the common. Reading, writing are the hobbies, general hobbies. And now comes the very important part: salary. Salary expected. So always write negotiable. NEGOTIABLE, negotiable. Don't write 1 lakh rupee, 2 lakh rupees range of salary. General write negotiable. So salary expected completed, hobbies completed. Then what is the last one we have to do is reference. Don't write salary expected at the beginning. Okay, that is technically wrong. So salary expected completed. What happened? It's not moving. I don't know whether you can see, it's some problem here. Okay, salary expected, and at the bottom and the last you have to write reference, REFERENCE. Reference you have to write at the bottom, and 2 references you have to give. So first reference I give my son Yashoda, and then you have to write the mobile number of that particular individual. You can write side or you can write next line also. Then next one is Virinchi, VIRINCHY, and you can write the mobile number below. So with the reference you have to end your resume or biodata. Okay, these are the minimum fields required. You can add but don't remove these fields. All these fields are important and you have to write in the way, the fashion, the style I used or the way I wrote on screen. So it will help you to fetch out and out marks in the examination. And when you don't get any kind of information regarding the postal address in the question, you can create the postal address, you can create the gender, male or female, date of birth, education qualification, all those things at your level. But if you write the covering letter, if it is for 4 marks, 2 marks are for covering letter and 2 marks are for this resume. So this is the way you have to write the curriculum vitae or resume or biodata after writing the covering letter. So again I repeat, job application can be divided into 2 parts: covering letter, which is in formal letter format, and the second one is the resume or biodata or curriculum vitae. And there is another format also available. The format is simple formal letter format. Instead of drawing or preparing this tabular format, you can simply write one formal letter addressed to the principal, DPS North Yelahanka, and then date, and then sender's address, subject, salutation and everything, and one single paragraph or 2 paragraphs of explaining about your qualification, hobbies, salary expected, marital status, all those things in one paragraph. But what I personally feel that if anybody writes in only one single letter towards to the job application, and if you write in that way in examination, it may not be very appealing, very pleasing, eye-catching. So if you divide your answer into 2 equal parts, one is covering letter on one page, and second page if you write the resume or curriculum vitae or biodata, the examiner will feel thrilled and happy to see the answer in this new format or in the modern way of writing, and he or she may give you out and out marks. Out and out marks means 4 marks for this question. So it is 9-3. In today's class, hopefully I made you to understand letter writing and job application. So I'll take 2 more minutes for recapitulation, quick recapitulation. I don't want to trouble you, but if you don't do recapitulation and if I don't give you chance to ask questions, then you may forget so many things. Okay, so it is not moving. Anyhow, let me explain once again. Okay, it's moved. Job application is divided into 2 parts: covering letter, which is a formal letter format, and then next one is the biodata or resume or curriculum vitae. It should be written in this format. When we go back to the letter writing, there are 2 formats of letters: formal letter and personal letter. Formal letter can also be called as official letter, business letter. All letters like letter to editor, complaint letter, request letter, business letters, all comes under formal letters. And informal letters are personal letters which we write to the relatives. And the difference between the format between the formal letter and informal letter is, in formal letter we write the address of the receiver, whereas in informal letter we don't write the address of the receiver because we assume that we know that person very well. So these are 2 parts, and let me come back to the questions which were very complicated and difficult for you to answer to these questions at the beginning. Now go through these questions again after this class, obviously not now. Go through these questions, find out answers and share your answers in the class WhatsApp group. You can take screenshot for these questions, or I will already share the link for this PDF. I mean Google Slides. I'll share once again. You can go to the questions. You can write answers to these questions. First question, second question, third question, fourth question, fifth question, sixth question, seventh and eighth question. Out of these 8 questions, you answered perfectly correct for only 2 questions. So remaining 6 were confusing for you. So please read this information, and then I'll share the Google form which was already kept ready. I'll share the Google form in the class WhatsApp, and you have to read it, answer it, which includes both objective part questions as well as descriptive part questions. Okay, so now it is 9:05. I remember Snehalata ma'am asked some questions at the beginning, but I told that ma'am we don't discuss anything at the beginning. So I'll stop the recording. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.